everyone, welcome back to my channel, Escape to Storyland. Today I'm back with another story. It's a thriller story named The Surprise Party. But before I start, do subscribe to my channel, do hit the like button and do hit the bell icon for further notification. So let's go. He's going to kill us, the voice whispered. Amy jumped at the sound, banging her knee painfully on the table she was hiding behind. Until that moment, the room had been eerily quiet, and she was listening intently for the sound of approaching footsteps. Failing to receive a response from anyone, the voice tried again. "He's going to kill us!" A louder and more urgent tone used this time. "Shh!" hissed another voice. "He can't know we are here." Although Amy couldn't see either speaker, she knew the voices belonged to Carol and Daniel. Like her, they found themselves in the same position, trapped in a dark room, awaiting the moment of discovery. Her thoughts turned to Bob, and she wished again that he were there, holding her hand and calming her nerves. No, she thought, it is better that he is not a part of this. The sound of raised voices coming up the path set Amy heart pounding. "This is ridiculous," she chided herself. "Get a hold of yourself. Stick to the plan and everything will be fine." Amy held her breath as she strained to hear the snippets of conversation coming through the window. "He shouldn't even have a license. Who drives like that? He's going to kill someone, you know. What the hell did you think he was doing?" The sound receded. "It's over now, Adam. We both are fine, thankfully. Let's move on," Katie responded. "Move on? Did you see what he was doing?" There was no need to hold her breath now, as Amy and half the neighborhood could hear every single word Adam was saying. "You think I'm overacting? Do you think he was in the right and I'm in the wrong? Do you?" "Look, honey, no. Sometimes it's tricky at those intersections." "Holy shit! You do think I was wrong. Typical. It is always me who is in the wrong. So I am a terrible driver. Is that it? May as well, add it to your ever-growing lists of my failings. I know you were going to take his side. I knew it." "I'm not taking sides, Adam. Katie's faint words trailed off. "Here we go," thought Amy. The side of Adam that he tried to hide from the world, the side his wife was usually the unlucky witness of, was now on full display. Many tears had been shed over coffee as Katie would detail Adam's latest verbal assault, his bursts of anger that bubbled up quickly and seemed to take no longer to dissipate each time. Amy had witnessed flashes of it briefly. However, Adam was always careful to ensure the mask did not slip too low. They had reached the front door, and it sounded as though Adam was unleashing his anger on the defenseless lock, jamming the key in and twisting the door handle fiercely. "He's going to break that key in a moment," murmured Daniel. "I should have known. This is how you would be. Always undermining me. Always against me. That idiot could have killed us. And you still chose him over me. Why don't you run along and find him? You and the moron would be perfectly suited to one another." Amy winced at Adam's words. Feeling anger and embarrassment that she was a witness to this exchange and that Katie was the recipient of it. She sensed Carol shift next to her and guessed that she was also feeling the awkwardness of the situation. Amy wanted to march out of the door and slap Adam across the face, but she felt herself transfixed to the spot. I'm losing him, Amy. A shake in Katie's voice as she confined to her. The Adam I once knew is disappearing, and I don't know how to bring him back. What am I going to do? I have to fight for my marriage, fight for the man I married. He just gets so angry these days, and anything seems to trigger him. I just want to show that I love him and I'm on his side. The tears ran unchecked down Katie's face, and Amy remembered the shock she felt at the depth of Katie's emotion. She knew things hadn't been as good as they could have been, but until Katie made her confession a week ago, Amy assumed it was the usual run-of-the-mill marriage issues. Then, the flash of inspiration struck Katie. It's his birthday next week, so maybe I could throw him a party. Amy thought this was a terrible idea, and her face must have shared the thought, as Katie immediately belittled herself over the idea. Maybe it could be a small, intimate dinner for the two of you, Amy suggested. Katie pondered this and then shared her idea. I have it, an intimate dinner with our closest friends, and wait for it, it will be a surprise party. Everyone loves a good surprise. Please say you will come, Amy. It will mean so much to Adam and I. Bob couldn't control his laughter that evening when Amy relayed the conversation. Annoyed by the humor he found in the situation, Amy took delight in informing him that he was also on the guest list. Katie, Adam, Amy, Bob, Carol, and Daniel. Katie believed that having some of their friends at the dinner would help remind Adam of what he used to be, the man they all wanted to spend time with. Sobered by the thought of actually going, Bob questioned why Katie would think this is a good idea. Adam hated things being sprung upon him, and discovering people shouting surprise at him could result in a very unfortunate reaction. Amy agreed, but they were going to do this to support Katie. The door slammed with a bang, and Amy jumped, banging her leg once again on the table. Judging by the mood he is in, Adam really will kill us when he finds us here, hiding in the dark, waiting for him, she thought. The echoing footsteps grew closer, informing them that Adam was approaching the dining room. This is definitely not going to be a happy surprise, Amy thought. Katie must have shared the same thought. Oh, Adam, wait, there's something I have to tell. Katie's sentence was stopped short by the sound of a thump, followed by a heavy thud on the floor. What was that? She wondered. She wished again that Bob was there to squeeze her hand and not lying in bed at home with an imaginary migraine. I think we should tell him we're here, suggested Carol. The trio stood up from their hiding place as the door to the dining room burst open with a beacon of blinding light. Adam stood in the doorway to the dining room, backlit with the warm glow of the hallway. Daniel cleared his throat to speak, but instead made a wet, gurgling sound. Katie? Amy tried to form the words, but no sound passed from her lips. Amy's brain could not correlate with what she was seeing into a verbal response. Adam was standing in the doorway of the living room, one hand clutching Katie's as he dragged her lifeless body along behind him. "What?" said John, with a start as he noticed the three of them standing there. "Looks like tonight is full of surprises." He turned and locked the door behind them. This was the end of our story. Thank you so much for listening to it. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back again with another story soon. Till then, do subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in.